Hi, so let's take a quick review of week 2, ethical principles and advocacy. What skills do I need to succeed? Let's look at the competencies. Identifying a current ethical management problem in your work environment, assessing the factors that contribute to management function and or dysfunction. You're going to plan and implement solutions to solve a leadership problem using ethical principles, problem solving, and evaluation, and advocate for professionalism and accountability to enhance the climate in nursing practice environments. Think about how often you witness an ethical issue. And remember, ethical issues involve more than just patient issues. It's more than just about end-of-life issues and things like that. It can involve the delivery of safe and competent care. It can involve witnessing diversion of drugs by a staff member. It could be staffing or lack of staffing. There could be a lack of collaboration between healthcare providers. It could be disrespectful communication happening between providers, a problem with informed consent, a problem with triaging, maybe a patient you think really needs to be in a more intensive environment. It can involve recruitment and retention of healthcare workers. Are we recruiting the right people? And are we keeping employees that really shouldn't be in this typical environment? And then there's the whole whistleblowing issue as well. So our direct study issue this week is an ethical problem involving an impaired employee on your unit. Although the nurse manager suspects there's a problem, the manager has decided to wait to assess the factors and evidence related to the situation. In this paper, which remember with the direct study papers, they can be 2 to 3 pages. We want you to discuss the best possible action you should take to address and solve this problem. Just wanted to mention here also that in Massachusetts, we do have a substance abuse rehabilitation program, acronym SARP. And if you're a nurse with a substance abuse disorder, it's an alternative to discipline. This rehab program monitors your ongoing recovery so you can return to safe nursing practice. It will usually let you return to some type of nursing practice while you're going through this program that doesn't involve drug dispensing. So it's a 5-year voluntary abstinence-based program designed to protect the public health, safety, and welfare by establishing safeguards to maintain standards of nursing by monitoring this participant's recovery and their return to safe nursing practice. So your assignment is going to be evaluating a case study. Now it says this is a case study that's in the textbook, chapter 4, and it is the Marquis and Houston textbook. So depending on what it might say in Canvas versus what it might say in the syllabus, the 2 titles of the case studies that you can choose from are one called Family Values and one called A Nagging Uneasiness. Okay, so it might say something different about what the learning exercise is, 4.3 or 4.4, but the titles that you need to choose are Family Values and A Nagging Uneasiness. So choose one of those and analyze it as directed in the case study directions. Describe the elements of professional liability with explanations, and as a nurse leader, assess, plan, and implement solutions to solve the problem and evaluate the results. Advocate for professionalism and accountability to enhance the climate in nursing practice environments. So in the reading in our textbooks, they discuss these ethical frameworks which guide individuals in solving these kind of dilemmas. Now, they don't solve them, but they assist you in clarifying what your personal values and beliefs are. They can be, they're titled utilitarian, rights-based, duty-based, and intuitionists. Principles of ethical reasoning, also in the textbooks, are autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, paternalism, utility, justice, veracity, fidelity, and confidentiality. The American Nurses Association also has a code of ethics and personal standards for nurses, and those are also listed in our textbook. Have you ever read these before pursuing your degree? Do you know if your facility has them available anywhere? Like, is there a framed version of them when you come into the entrance or on each nurse's unit? And my other question that I just want you to kind of think about is, have you ever taken part in an ethical decision-making process with the aid of your facility's ethics committee? Would you know how to get a referral to the ethics committee if you needed to? Remember, ethics committees are not just, again, for patient issues. It could be for issues that have to do with other things as well. So when we think about ethics and morality and that kind of stuff, Oprah Winfrey says, real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know if you did it or not. Some other things that were in our reading were emotional intelligence. Just want to quickly mention it because studies have shown that emotional intelligence has more to do with our job success than IQ. High levels of EI can give you greater career success, job performance, foster stronger personal relations, give you more effective leadership skills. If you ever have taken an EI quiz, they're kind of interesting. If you would like to, there are several that you can do online if you just Google emotional intelligence or EI quiz. So when we look at the 5 main skills of emotional intelligence, we can tell why it helps you be successful in the workplace, because it's things like self-awareness, being able to recognize your own emotions and moods, self-regulation, being able to control impulses and moods, motivation, the passion to work for reasons that go beyond money or status, empathy, the ability to understand the emotional makeup of other people, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and then the whole issue of social skill, the proficiency in managing relationships and building networks. Another thing that we'll read about in this week's readings is malpractice and other legalities. And again, I'm just asking you to ponder if you or anyone you know has ever had to take part in a deposition or a malpractice suit. If you look at this chart, you can see that the average indemnity or money rewarded is for failure to monitor a patient. And then it goes down to a failure to assess, medications, and then down at the bottom, people have been sued for confidentiality and things like that. And then lastly, in terms of advocacy, I think that is pretty much right up there with a nurse's main job. Think of all the times that you have advocated for a patient, a family member, one of your family members, a colleague, or even your profession. Many times, I think, like I said, it's a main part of nursing. I think that we do it without even thinking that we're doing it. We just do it because we know it's the right thing to do. So have a good week, and as always, please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.